something a bit different, an eclipse, and we'll go into that a bit more detail now. So we put that wire down. This is an old girl, but I normally got like a pink circle around there with a, I presume it says quality pass thing at one time. And you can see this distinct shape across the top of the curtain. So you're looking for a keyhole. That's what you'd see. That sort of arcs up and goes around. An eclipse. This obviously is a sash version, 5 gauge. Well, a bit of a funny old bugger to pick, to be fair. And we'll go into it. Alright, so what we're going to use, first of all, quite a long wire. Same sort of size wire you'd use on a fortress and whatnot. Quite a long shaped wire. Quite a shallow profile, but a long wire. There you go. As long as my thumbnail almost. And obviously, a 5 gauge tension tool. Tension tool's a tension tool, something. So we know we can get hold of that bolt and we're all the way in. Right, here's a funny bugger because it don't give you very much feedback, and as you can see, there's at the beginning you have to sort of dip out the way, so there's probably the second or third one seems quite low, so we've got to negotiate all those. Yeah, we can get front to back, but there is one there you have to sort of dip round and get round a bit. Alright, so sort out my tension a little bit. Let's give it a bit more room on there, tighten that up. Right, so what we're going to do, try sort of medium tension first. And I'm just bouncing. I'll move this across a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. I'm bouncing, I'm trying to feel. There's that one there, you've got to sort of get underneath. And I'm just giving little nudges up first. See if I can get it to bind. A little trying to move it then on one. It seems to, you lose it quite quickly, and then under that 2 or 3 there, so it's a bit tricky. And you don't want to go too high, just little. Let's get it going first, because you'll get yourself stuck in a notch somewhere if you go too high. Yeah, that second one's causing me a bit of a problem, but you don't want to stay up on its own yet. A bit more movement on 1. Let's try and get underneath 2 again. Give me a little nudge. 3, 4, a bit catchy on 4. Yeah, a bit more on 3. They're still checking to see they're still bouncing the solid, you know, you're stuck in a notch. 2, 3, 4, sticky a bit. 5 seems solid actually, I might be trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you got to watch your tension. They're still moving, so I'm going to keep going, but it takes a long time to get it to go in. They don't like binding. I'm trying not to lift too high. It's starting to stick a little bit now. One seems to top more than the rest, to be fair. We're still moving 1 yet. 2, 3, what's my tension? 5. I'm just going to keep going. Keep nudging them up. Eventually I'll get either one stuck in a notch, and I'll find out what it is, or get the buggers to bind. One. You can't leave us, you just think they're only about 1 mil or so apart, 2 mil, yeah, about 1 mil and a bit, pop a bit more on 2 then. Less than that really, you can feel it. Just practice. I want to get stuck in something so I can find out what it is. I want the bugger open. But when they don't want to bind, you have to play this game of just keep nudging and nudging until you either get stuck or the bugger opens. Tight on 3 there. This has to get really stiff up now, but one there. Oh, there's 2, 1, 2, 3. You see, you sort of, a lot of people would have given up at that point and reset, given up, reset, given up, reset, given up, reset, given up. But as long as you still can keep that movement, you can get there. It's just patience, isn't it? Eclipse, very weird pick. It like a classic. I was always classic, but you feel you're either in or you're out. You tink or you're not. Fortress similar, Union to a degree similar, but this one it was like it was spongy, and I'm not quite sure why. Let's have a look. Anyway, let's have a look. What was all that about? Patience pays, they say. Patience pays. One. 2. Come on, you little bugger. At least they're all coming out this week. 3. Now, if any of you guys have got any old locks out there, I'm always looking for something different to pick. I like the older stuff. It's a bit more interesting. Oh, watch this snash. So if you've got something in your bucket of locks that you're not using, let me know. I'm quite happy to loan them off you, and I'll send them back. A nice little groove there for actual bolt to pass through, which is unusual, so I've thought of that. There's the front, like I said, to identify it. It's that sort of angle. I don't ever see many of these, to be fair. A lot of people could probably get them confused with a Yale, but they're not. The bolt looks a bit cheap, but we'll have a look at that anyway. Let's turn it around a little. You can never see a little bit here. Right then, let's have a look what we got. Right then, now these levers are particularly quite thin actually. So we've got an S3, sort of largest false notch on the bottom, sort of, you know, a medium-ish lift. So we'll put them down here, move my stuff out of the way. And we've got like it's an awful lovely feeler gauge size spacer. And then the second one, no false notch on this one at all, and it's got an S5. Okay, still a fairly high lift to be fair. And then what we've got here, spacer. Move the wires out of the way. We've got an S7, false notch on the bottom. Again, pretty decent lift on that as well. And again, they are really thin actually. I didn't feel a lot feedback off them. Okay, they are so delicate, these little, unbelievably thin spacers. So what we got 2. This is the 4th one. A 6, S6. Again, false notch on the bottom. Again, quite narrow there compared to the one. And the 5th and final one, I haven't got a key for this particular lot, is, I'm just gone for balls, or going fish them out, a number 4. So what did we have? We had a 3, a 5, a 7, a 6 and a 4, so we had quite a good combination. Obviously this is what happens, there's your curtain, still again, very standard curtain, nice big chunky bit there to interact with the bolt. Not too worn actually, this one. It's starting to fly up at the bit in front, but at the back still not too bad. And the bolt's a bit, yeah, it's a bit cheap looking actually. It's just sort of riveted on there. I don't know if there's any anti-saw in there, I don't think so. This like some sort of pot metal. And then you've got obviously your stump there. Yeah, it's caught over the years, the levers, but yeah. So Eclipse, and your spring there for your curtain. Okay, we've got the bugger back in. Right, one thing I did notice, so we don't pop out again. Oh, there you go. You seem to get this massive, there's quite a big gap here, and it was a bit weird. I'll try and get that back in there. You've got quite a big gap here, and it feels like you're in no man's land for a while because the lever's stopped there. So it's quite a wide case, really. So when I was counting, actual gap there seems like, whoa, there's nothing for a long time. It was a bit of an unusual one, but the bolt was on the other way around. It felt completely different compared to most. Yeah, very different sort of setup. That's normally on the back, what normally grabs hold of the actual bolt there. It's on the front here. Everything's all popping off now, and I'm going to give up while I'm winning. Right then. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, leave the old comments below. Put the old thumbs up. And then we'll go and see who's going to win. Oh, all this is going to jump off here, right? So who's going to win the prize this week? Right then, what did we say? Well, it was yeah, it was this slam lock, wasn't it? This LNF slam lock. Very, 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 very interesting lock indeed. Bit of a bugger, 7 levers, bit of a bugger to pick. So it's that. Obviously, you're going to get the original key. The spare key that I used to turn into a little pick, and there's a tiny little wire, I'm sure, to help you pick it. So that's this week's prize draw. So I'll go and see who's the lucky winner. Let's move all this stuff out of the way. Remember, interested in tools, just mail me. The links are always in the description. Right, supporters, once again, I thank you. Without your support, these videos would not be possible. I'll be too busy doing something else. So I appreciate that. Remember, if you've got any old locks out there and you want to donate or lend them, just let me know. So one person out of the old dreams. Who's it going to be? Oh, John McFarlane. John, congrats. You might not want it, but I'll send those bits and pieces off to you ASAP. Everybody stay safe, stay well, and bit of a dodgy camera angle, never mind. Remember, like the video, put the old thumbs up, leave a nice comment. Remember, an interaction channel, and I'll see you and speak to you soon. Ta-da.